You guys ever been walking across carpet and accidentally touch somebody and it shocks them? Yeah. It's electricity, and today I'm here to talk about a little bit of that, but it's more something that pushes you down the road. I'm talking about electric vehicles. Uh, I'm an automotive student here at Parkland. I've been here for 4 semesters now, so even if I'm not the biggest fan in the world of them, I still have to learn about them. So what I'm going to hear today, I'm here today to talk to you guys about what one is, a few pros and a few cons of them, just in daily use. The EPA explains an electric vehicle as a vehicle that has batteries instead of gasoline and electric motors instead of a typical combustion engine, which is kind of self-explanatory. These cars run on anywhere between 400 and 800 volts. For comparison, your house runs on around 120. So they've got a lot of juice running through them. A brand you would know, Tesla, runs on about 400, and a newer brand, Rivian, runs on about 800, and they're working on one that runs on 950. It's insane. A few pros of owning these vehicles are they are cheaper to maintain annually. Everybody here has driven a car here, I assume. Yeah. So, oil changes, coolant changes, leaks, stuff like that. Teslas, you don't have to worry about that. The only fluid they really carry is brake fluid, because they still use traditional brakes, but you don't use them as often because of regenerative braking. So annually, you save around $300 to like $300 to $400 a year, and then over the whole span of a vehicle, it's about $4,600, not including like gas and stuff like that. Oh, you don't have to stop for gas. That's a big one. Like, gas prices are up right now, and it kind of sucks for most people. But Tesla drivers, you've all seen the little license plates, LOL gas, ha ha ha. You don't have to. If you're somebody like me, you like to ride around on E everywhere you go. So when you go home, you can plug it in, and you don't have to worry about it. Also, us living here in Champaign, it's well populated, so we have public charging stations. The charging stations are cheap to use. They run it in kilowatt hours, which they charge, depending upon the area. Around here, I believe it's 44 cents. It's 44 cents per hour. So if you're here, let's say you're here in school for 3 hours a day, and you plug your Tesla in, it'll cost roughly $1.30, something like that. It's very cheap, and you've gained an extra 90 miles for that day. It's very nice. It's very convenient for small runaround trips, especially areas like Champaign that are well populated. Now a few of the cons of owning an electric vehicle. If you live around a rural area, there are not as many charging stations available, so you have to plan your day if you plan on doing a lot of driving. You still get good range. Most vehicles range anywhere between 250 and 400 miles, depending upon which one you get and how much money you have. I mean, they're cheaper to maintain, but if a catastrophic failure happens with your battery, they are more expensive. If you buy a cheaper model, something like a Nissan Leaf, it's around $3,500 for just the battery. That's not labor, that's not install, and that's not shop time. If you buy something more expensive like a Tesla, the battery itself is $20,000. I know not a lot of us have that just laying around. So that is something to take in consideration. Also, I did talk about charging stations. They're here around, but not in rural areas. That makes it harder for like road trips. I heard a lot of us in here like to travel. If you like to take road trips, you have to plan out where you're gonna stop, where you're gonna eat, how you're gonna spend the night there. I mean, they do make quick chargers, but they're rough on the battery. They shorten the life. So, and with that, by comparison, there's 115,000 plus gas stations across America. There's roughly 41,000 charging stations for public use. So it's not the greatest thing in the world for road tripping and traveling in. I'm not saying it's impossible, it's just not very, what's the word? Practical. It's not very practical. I mean, there are pros, there are cons, there are good things, there are bad things about everything. now that you have a little more knowledge on electric vehicles, the next time you're in the market for a car, if you've got enough money in your pocket, don't stray away from an electric vehicle. It might be just right for you.